Hello, fellow humans. So I guess I'll start right off the bat. I'll try to make this video not too long, especially considering we have a stacked, and I mean stacked lineup this week. So let's get into it and re-jump into this weekly Shonen Jump magazine. I guess I'll start off with how I began this new Black Clover chapter. And I gotta say, I was definitely excited for this chapter, and rightfully so. It was a very action-packed chapter. It really surprised me because I was before I knew it, I was done with the chapter. Nothing too much content heavy, just a lot of heavy action scenes between Ichika and Asta. Their fight was really epic. I really like Ichika's transformation, like I said last chapter. And more than that, she really held her own against Asta. We even get that revelation at the end where really Asta would have lost that battle because his Seten wouldn't have really been able to cross or hurt Ichika. And I think that's some sort of psychological reasoning too. He probably didn't have no like real killing intent or harming intent behind that attack. He knows that's Yami's sister, wishes not to cause harm upon her. But then we get the iconic Kakashi pose from the Shogun stopping both Ichika and Asta, and we even get a little bit of revelation there. Who's more powerful? Just because he had to stop. If you pay close attention to the panel, he had to stop Ichika by the arm, while Asta he was able to completely block his sword with his hand. But yeah, the chapter went by super fast, really action packed. We get a little bit of revelation that maybe Ichika still holds some harbors some feelings of fondness towards her brother. Like Asta said, he was able to detect her key, and she has more than just hostility and hate towards her brother deep down. But the chapter ends with a bombshell that the new acolytes or minions of Lucius are here at the land of the sun, and they're ready to mess some things up, man. So I'm actually very excited for next chapter, and man, it's very cruel of Tabata leaving us with leaving it right there with that cliffhanger when he's going on a 2-week break. But no, can't wait to catch back up with Clover in the next 2 weeks. Moving on, My Hero. Again, no, nothing really much changed much story wise, not much plot progression. We do get the revelation where what's his name, Shoji was actually stronger than Spinner, was able to overpower Spinner. But unfortunately, it's not enough to keep him down. He still powers through to the hospital. But it looks like Shoji's words actually did ring true to some of the Liberation members. Looks like some of them are having second thoughts. I guess what really did the kicker for them was actually getting to the hospital and seeing all the staff there ready to lay down their lives to protect their patients, and just witnessing the look of fear and determination in their eye. However, that really made them put things into perspective, deciding, hey, are we the bad guys here? Stopping them dead in their tracks. We even get that powerful scene where Spinner's just running. He's thinking, I finally have allies behind me, Shigaraki. I was finally able to, be with others, inspire others. And then he turns back and he's completely alone again. Kind of like how he started. Just kind of showing that he's definitely going down the wrong path, and that All for One has really manipulated him. It's weird. I'm not really sure where it's going. They actually both Spinner and Mr. Mike President Mike get to Kuromo at the end, Komorogi, and then I guess we might get a little bit of a redemption act for Komorogi. Maybe his Shirokumu's memories finally once again start taking hold of him. Maybe he ends up helping the heroes out in some way, and maybe that's the final way how they end up taking out Shigaraki. But yeah, plot progression, nothing too much happened. Still at the hospital, still trying to get to Komogiri, and then trying to halt him from try to either release him from his confines to help the villain side. But something tells me he's gonna have a change of heart at the end. But again, also My Hero taking a 2-week break. Now moving on to the chapter that actually really excited me. Well, this one didn't drop today, but it dropped earlier this week. The Chainsaw Man chapter. So we finally, and Chainsaw Man. Oh man, each chapter I feel like it's a different beast on its own. And this one we finally get Denji and the War Devil finally meeting face to face. We get Denji being more of a goofball. We get the revelation that his mind can't be read, because the only thing on his mind is thinking, oh, how am I gonna reveal my identity in a way that makes it seem like an accident, because he really likes the attention. Even though he has this whole secret identity going on, he wishes nothing more for his identity to be out there and for people to praise him and love him. Common Denji dub. But no, I'm very excited now that the War Devil and Chainsaw Man have finally met. What kind of, if they're gonna just start fighting, if there's a hostile interaction, because we know Denji, he has a soft spot on girls, so I doubt he ever like fully kill her, especially considering she's not in full control of her action. It's the War Devil that's possessed her right now. But at the same time, we never know. We saw what happened to Makima. She's been reincarnated. She's not even in Denji's stomach anymore. But no, very solid Chainsaw Man chapter every week. So, man, I'm just telling you, man, Chainsaw Man finds a way to surprise you and raise the bar even higher. But the chapter I really want to talk about is One Piece, and man, do we get some bombshells. Again, it's also a very action-packed chapter, just because as we have that form of Vegapunk leading the Straw Hats down the island. We find out it was a setup. And very good intuition on Zoro and Brooks' part. They even realize, hey, this is a government island, so if they get captured, who's gonna save them? That's why they ended up deciding to stay back at the ship in case they ever needed backup or somebody to free the other Straw Hats, which is very forward thinking of them. Then we get also the combination attacks, and the Straw Hats all kind of looking out for each other, fighting against the Jinbei Seraphim. And it's very interesting because from the Straw Hat point of view, they don't really know much about the Seraphim. They don't know that they look like the previous warlords of the sea. Of course we as the audience know that, but the Straw Hats have no way of having that information. They've been in Wano this whole time, and what little information they got is from scraps of the newspaper, which we know is heavily regulated by the world government anyways. But no, Jinbei actually holds his own. We get another showing of like how scary these new pacifistas can be, the new Seraphims, holding their own against the entire Straw Hat crew. But also, it's also a little bit a cool version to see how the Straw Hats are leveled up over the series, because everybody here steps up. We have Sanji, fighting Jinbei, even though he said, even if you are Jinbei, you have no right to lay a hand on Nami. Sanji being the Straw Hat sim. But we also get cool moments of Robin stepping in and taking charge, also deciding to fight. We even have Frankie using his laser, so it's just kind of a way for Oda to show us how far the Straw Hats have all come, how they got each other's back. And eventually Shaka, the number one Vegapunk, what I'm guessing is the original Vegapunk body, comes in and just puts a halt towards things and decides, hey, we're not going to talk to Straw Hats. Straw Hats are friends of ours. And I think that kind of has to do with the fact that it looks like Vegapunk is friends with Dragon, and I'm pretty sure Vegapunk knows that Luffy is friends or is the son of Dragon. So there's no point of harming a friend's or a son, the friends of a friend's son. That was a tongue twister. So we have him call off the attack. What was interesting though is that before this, we get a panel of all the other bodies of Vegapunk kind of interacting with each other, and we find out that Yort, the sixth body, she's the one that kind of just takes food, uses the restroom, and it looks like they all share the bodily functions. It looks like, because at one point they're like, oh, I really have to use the restroom. And Yort's the one that uses the restroom, and it looks like all the Vegapunks are relieved. So I wonder how that works, or maybe each body of Vegapunk handles a different bodily function, and maybe that's a way that we can get at how Vegapunk survives if what Shaka said last chapter is true and he ends up dying, because we know CP0 is there to assassinate Vegapunk, which is quite the terrible idea on the world's government part. Because one, making an enemy out of Vegapunk is terrible, and two, even if they do manage to kill him, just losing that forward thinking. After all, he's the only one that understands this technology. And that brings me on to the next point, that we get this bombshell revelation where we've always had these these hearsays, or we've heard people in the One Piece world talk of how Vegapunk's technology is so advanced that it's really 500 years towards the future, stuff that they wouldn't see for another half millennium or so. But as Vegapunk reveals, and I think it's the pretty obvious implication here, that all his technology has come from studying technology of the old world. I'm guessing things that happened, technology that was available during the Void Century, and this has vast implications for the One Piece world. It just kind of reveals that, the world government did end up at one point cleansing the world, during the Void Century. That's probably why there's no records of stuff that happened during the Void Century, and technology was probably so much more advanced, and that's why the world government always seems to have a leg above everybody else when it comes to technology, because this technology was already available. It's just that they wiped it from the history, and kind of just hoarded that technology themselves. And Vegapunk has been spending all this time trying to reverse engineer or understand that technology. So very interesting. I'm guessing the next chapter we're gonna get even more revelations, possibly how devil fruits work, or if not, maybe we finally get a little bit of an answer as to what exactly the Void Century was. And it's very interesting if you look at the final panel where the Luffy part of the crew, along with Vivi, I mean not Vivi, Bonnie, sorry, but Bonnie, Luffy, and Chopper and Jinbei, they come across a suit of armor, a mech basically. But what I could think of the whole time is that it looks like that mech could actually be worn by oars, because it has the horns and the helmet design and everything. So I'm wondering if maybe we could finally learn some more about oars. And if you pay attention to all these One Piece theories, there's a heavy implication that oars had a heavy role to play during the Void Century and how the world government took over. So it looks like we're finally gonna get some answers. And let me say, even though all these chapters went quick, One Piece definitely always the highlight for me. And that's not even just and that's saying something, because all these other series I feel like they're really great. It's just that One Piece, what I really meant that when One Piece was gonna put a foot on the gas burner. It really feels like ever since the final arc kicked off, or the final saga, that it's been nonstop banger and banger with revelation and revelation. So I can't wait till next week, find out even more secrets that Oda's finally gonna let us in on. But yeah, that'll about do it for me, guys. Appreciate you checking the video out. Like I said, I'm trying to make it short. Don't want to keep it too long. But if you have any thoughts or any recommendations, please feel free to leave it in the comments. If you have any disagreements or anything like that, also leave it in the comments. I don't mind. I would actually enjoy some of this discourse. But that would be it for me, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday and a great rest of the week. And may you all take care and stay safe. Peace.